After dumping a pile of dead fish and shrimp into the ocean, a massive shark is drawn to the area. When the ship's crew attempts to catch the shark, they underestimate its strength and ferocity. The shark's power causes the boat to tilt and leads to the death of a crew member. The captain devises a perilous plan to defeat the shark, deciding to use poison. As the shark's aggression escalates, the situation grows increasingly dire. Let's dive into this thrilling story. A man threw a pile of dead fish and shrimp into the sea, only to be stunned when a massive great white shark appeared, drawn to the food. He froze in fear, unable to react until the shark devoured everything. He quickly rushed to tell the captain about the dramatic encounter. To his surprise, the captain wasn't scared but instead excited, rushing out to find the shark. Soon enough, they spotted the shark's fins circling the ship, a behemoth nearly 10 meters long and weighing at least 3 tons. The crew was left speechless, shocked by the sheer size of the creature. Realizing the danger, the crew hurriedly assembled a harpoon. The man gripping the weapon returned to the deck, trying to calm his nerves. As the shark approached again, he handed a rope to his teammate to tie to a float while he prepared to face the monster. With a firm grip, the man fired the harpoon, hitting the shark, which thrashed in pain. The shark's incredible strength pulled the float underwater instantly, but the yellow marker remained on the surface, tracking its movements. The crew began chasing the shark, hoping to attach another float to it for better control. But they had underestimated the shark's power, and in a moment the float was dragged deep into the ocean, disappearing completely. As evening approached and the sea remained calm, the crew thought they had won. They relaxed, drinking and celebrating their presumed victory. However, late into the night, their celebration was cut short when the ship suddenly shook violently. The captain immediately ordered the engine to be started, but it was too late. The shark was attacking the boat with its massive body. The hull began to crack under the onslaught. In a desperate move, the captain grabbed a hunting rifle and started shooting into the water, trying to fend off the unseen predator. The next morning, a float reappeared on the surface. The crew thought the shark had finally been defeated and used a pole to pull the rope up. Just as they began to relax, the shark burst out of the water, nearly dragging a crew member down with it. It had broken free of the rope and was ready to attack again. The man quickly loaded another arrow into the harpoon and handed it to the captain, who wasted no time firing at the shark. The harpoon struck the shark's fin, and another yellow float was pulled into the water. The crew, confident in their success, chased the injured shark at full speed. The boat caught up with the shark, and under the captain's orders, they tried to overpower it by running the boat over the creature. The man on the deck aimed his harpoon, predicting where the shark would surface next. Meanwhile, another crew member fired his revolver into the water, causing the shark to accelerate in pain, pulling the float under again. The crew was stunned. Despite being weighed down by 2 floats, the shark still managed to dive deep. But then something even more terrifying happened. The shark suddenly stopped moving. The experienced captain realized this wasn't due to exhaustion. The shark was preparing to retaliate. The captain acted quickly, directing the crew to hook the float's rope and secure it to the ship's stern. They planned to use the boat's power to drag the shark into shallow waters where they could finish it off. However, the shark's strength was far greater than anticipated. The tension in the rope was so immense it began altering the ship's course, causing it to tilt dangerously. The helmsman barely managed to correct the angle in time, narrowly avoiding disaster. The captain ordered the engine to full throttle, dragging the shark along. Just as the crew thought victory was within their grasp, the shark started biting through the rope. With every violent tug, the metal hook at the stern threatened to break off. The ship was running at full capacity, and it seemed like everyone on board would end up as shark bait. In a moment of desperation, one of the men grabbed a syringe filled with poison. He carefully loaded it into a hollow harpoon arrow. Donning a diving suit and oxygen tank, he prepared to enter the water. With the help of his teammates, he descended into the shark cage, which was slowly lowered into the ocean. The man was tense, knowing the shark was lurking nearby, hidden in the murky depths. His heart raced as he adjusted his diving mask, scanning the water for any sign of the predator. Suddenly, the shark appeared, rushing toward him at an alarming speed. Despite being prepared, the man froze at the sight of the massive creature. In the blink of an eye, the shark vanished into the darkness again, leaving the man frustrated that he had missed his chance to strike. Determined not to waste another opportunity, he removed the cap from the poisoned arrow, readying himself for the shark's next attack. Just then, a violent collision rocked the cage, and the man lost his footing. Panic set in as the shark's massive head smashed into the cage, breaking open a huge gap. Without his weapon, the man was defenseless, desperately spinning in place, hoping for a miracle. The sound of the shark's approach was terrifying, like the call of death. With no time to think, the man pulled out a knife and stabbed the shark in the head repeatedly. The shark retreated, allowing the man to escape through the top of the damaged cage. Enraged, the shark turned its fury on the boat. The already damaged vessel began to sink as the shark's relentless attacks took their toll. One crew member, unprepared, was dragged into the water and torn apart by the shark right in front of everyone's eyes. In a last-ditch effort, the captain grabbed an oxygen tank and threw it into the shark's mouth, hoping to buy some time. The shark, thinking it had caught more prey, swam down with the tank. The captain, realizing the boat was sinking, climbed to the highest point on the ship to avoid the next attack. As expected, the shark returned, charging at the boat once again. But this time, the captain was ready. He aimed his rifle and prepared for the final showdown with the great white beast.